We crossed the bridge and we're in a single file. And the thing that worried myself was the fact that normally we just had one medic with us as a platoon. And this time we've got about 5 or 6 medics, and I thought, oh God, they're expecting a lot of us to get wounded and killed. I couldn't believe we really walked up that mountain, and we didn't. What we were hanging on, I would say, the last 200, 300 yards was the small brush.
Well, we heard there were 2 companies of Germans, and we were a reinforced platoon.
So number-wise, how does that?
Oh, they outnumbered us probably 3 or 4 to 1.
Did you know that at the time?
No, we found that later. And I don't know how many dead Germans there were at the end of that battle, but a good many. And how many of them we took care of, and how many the artillery is what really saved us.
But as you know, we started under searchlights. The searchlights gave us sort of a false dawn. And we moved along pretty well until we got close to the steep tip of Mount Belvedere, when we came under machine gun fire and everybody stopped. And I did happen to engage each machine gun with hand grenades, and so we moved along. Then we got to the very base of Mount Belvedere. If you've been there, the last part is not mountaineering, but it's very steep. And we suddenly came under tremendous, everybody will talk about this mortar fire, tremendous mortar fire, and everybody was eliminated. And I had one man killed on top of me and another man killed immediately to my left.
Every day that you're in actual combat, not when you're in reserve, okay, but when you're in actual combat, you know that before you go out that day or that night on that mission, that all of you aren't coming back. You just know that. It's just part of the deal. It might not be a death. There's certainly going to be wounded. And you know that the longer you're there, the more likely you are. And so there's sort of this constant sort of mental sort of strain, if you will, of, you may be next.
Counterattack was preceded by a fierce artillery barrage, so fierce that nobody could get out of the foxholes. And it lasted for approximately an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. When we were ready to repulse the counterattack, I was the only one left to do the work that was necessary. During the shelling, the wiring that we had laid in the afternoon was all blown apart. And my captain said that I had to go out and repair the wires. The shelling was still going on, not as intense, but still going on. And a couple of times I was blown around and I lost my pliers. And I had no tool to do the splicing with. So I had to resort to tearing off the insulation with my teeth and making whatever splices I could by hand.
It was just fun to get a climbing rope, have it on the back of the vehicle, and just go. You could go way out to the side. You could go way out if you wanted to, as long as you didn't get into a barbed wire fence or something. I don't think I would try it now.
It was one of the most unique infantry divisions ever created in the history of the United States Army. And our tactics, our training, how we did all these things is well worth remembering. And